micromanagement of your life. That hasn't happened as much yet. I mean, they're installing FISA and telecom and all that kind of stuff is happening here. Those are the red flags that are starting to pop up to take away your personal liberties.
Benjamin Franklin, I think, summarized it pretty well when he said, "They who give up essential liberty for temporary security deserve neither." And that's pretty much where we are now. To give up our freedoms and liberties in the name of protection and security is a bad trade. My dad used to say, a bird in a cage is secure, but it's not free. How much freedoms are we willing to surrender under the rubric of security?
I showed it to the post office and they said, that's not possible. All right? Mail tampering is happening to activists around the country. People's email is being interfered with. People's phone calls are being interfered with. Kucinich's website was jammed when he tried to move forward with impeachment. They've passed this FISA bill. It is going to be your mail, your phone calls, right? Your letters from your kids. Tomorrow, it's going to be Congress being surveilled. We have opened the gates of hell.
The whole agenda is to create a one-world government, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero.
Now, tragically, the people of the United States have no idea that our elitist rulers from the New World Order are trying to impose their version of the European Union on the people of the United States.
Everybody know what SPP is? It's like the NAU.
Prosperity Partnership, the precursor to the NAU.
Precursor to NAU. So we're going to say America and sovereignty. We don't want your SPP. America and sovereignty.
We don't want your SPP.
America and sovereignty.
We don't want your SPP.
America and sovereignty.
We don't want your SPP.
They really don't want you to sneak through here without paying, do they?
They are going to indebt us for generations. Our government has become the puppet of private industry, and they've figured out how to team up to make billions off the public's roadways.
Vicente Fox latched onto the idea and let the words spill out during an appearance on the Larry King Show. And with the exception of Lou Dobbs and Glenn Beck and some good radio talk show hosts, the media has blanked this out.
It is a 4,000-mile multimodal network of toll roads, rail lines, utilities, telecommunications, and pipelines of all sorts. It will be up to 1,200 feet wide and the biggest land grab in Texas and U.S. history, taking 580,000 acres of private Texas land.
Yes, they definitely would like to bring Mexico, United States, and Canada into a single union, just like the European Union. And they deny that that's their plans, but it isn't too well hidden.
They're planning to toll the living daylights out of urban commuters in order to give their cronies government-sanctioned monopolies over your roads that you depend on for daily living. We already see the dramatic decline of the standard of living in America in a very short period of time.
It's called the North American Union.
These highways belong to we the people, not the government, not the road lobby. In Texas, they even passed a law called Quick Take Eminent Domain that allows the government to vacate the landowner within 90 days, whether or not their case is settled. They have no right to steal our land in the name of public use when it's really about private gain and government profiteering. Eminent domain has always been used for roads, but now for the first time the government can literally steal your land, pay you next to nothing for it, and give it to a private foreign company for profit. And for most of these ranchers, it's been in their family for up to 150 years, some of these folks. And they're stealing their land. How are they going to go find another, 1,000 acres to go put their cattle on that wasn't handed to them through their inheritance?
It's essential that we return to constitutional government. And my view is the only way we can do that is through a resurrection of state autonomy.
The mentality inside this building behind us is that no matter what they decide to charge us, whether it's for gas or for tolls, whatever those new taxes are, those motorists are going to pay it because you have to. We have no other way to get around, and they know we have to get to work, and they won't give us any real alternatives. There's only so much money in the family budget that can go to transportation before it takes money away from the necessities. There is a massive war going on in this country between the pro-privatization special interest groups and freedom-loving Americans, which is you and I.
This thing is slithering through. I was there in Montebello, Canada, when Bush met with the Canadian Prime Minister and the Mexican President, and I followed him again to New Orleans, where he met with the same people. And before you know it, unless we take action, unless we demand a vote in Congress, unless we demand statements of commitment by the presidential candidates, we are going to wind up as citizens of a new country called North America, where the dollar, so-called, would be replaced by the euro. Passports will be required to permit the people of Canada and Mexico to travel freely throughout the United States. By the way, they changed the name to the North American Leaders Summit.
Have you guys heard of the North American Union? No. No? Anybody? You guys heard of the North American Union?
Really, no.
Okay. Well, basically, Obama's taking this on too. He's continuing a secret plan that George Bush signed into office without, like, Congress's approval. That's going to create a huge super highway, and all your rights, basically the Constitution, won't mean shit. So yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Obama said on CNN that he says there's no evidence of him seeing a North American Union coming. So what would you say to him?
You hear them deny that all the time, but they have these meetings constantly, and they call them partnerships and peace, and they just call them by something else, and they won't admit the truth. But there's been articles written, there's been appropriations for the highway, and so it's a matter of trust, and that's one thing maybe is healthy. There's less trust in what our government officials tell us, and that's the first sign that there's going to be change, is when the people say, we just maybe can't believe everything our government tells us. So to me, that's healthy.
American sovereignty! We don't want your SPP! American sovereignty! We don't want your SPP!
So what's it gonna take for this revolution to bring America back to the Constitution?
It's a matter of waking up people, and whether or not our program, the Campaign for Liberty, is successful or not. And so far, so good.
To block the North American Union, to speak out regularly against the North American Union.
I like the idea of state sovereignty. That was what was in our Constitution. Most government should have been at the state level.
Remember, back in 1787, it was the states that created the central government, not the other way around. It was the states, through the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, that set the parameters of authority for the central government. Today, it is the central government that determines the parameters of the states. It's completely inverted from what it was intended in 1787. And the only way we're going to get back to a semblance of constitutional government is for states to reclaim their independence, their sovereignty, and their autonomy.
A lot of people, and even a lot of states, have started passing resolutions and expressing themselves that they don't want the North American Union, and they don't want the NAFTA highway, these international highway, that be defending the principle of national sovereignty.
No.
Congress needs to hit the road. Congress needs to hit the road. Congress needs to hit the road.
Where are you going? Where's
Seven constitutional rights. When they come to give up the fight. Start a revolution and break down illegal institutions.
So you guys supporting Mr. McCain?
Am I supporting
Who are
him?
you endorsing for president?
I haven't endorsed anybody. I